Hi everyone. If you're new here, I basically have been doing videos about the police and the police being complicit in allowing my neighbours to harass me, trap me in the house, target me, intimidate me, criminal damage and commit quite serious crimes against me. The police have subjected me to things that they know cause me distress, and they're fully aware that I have severe anxiety surrounding the police due to bullying and other things that they've done to me. Yet even though they know what causes me the most distress regarding the police behaviour, they keep doing certain things knowing that I am at my lowest mental health wise. Like, I don't think I've ever been this depressed in my life. They also know that I'm struggling with my anxiety because of what the neighbours are doing to me, and they know that my physical health is really quite bad. Like I feel really ill. And obviously when you feel really ill, regardless of how you feel in any other way, you basically want to be left alone and not hounded by your neighbours and the police covering it up constantly. Because the police have covered it up and been abusive to me at times, they've lied about me. Feel free to scroll back on videos, because I have exposed and I will continue to expose the lies. I've been left with no choice but to start speaking out about the police. And also with the police attacking me this week, Chief Inspector Steph Arms, who I've put a serious complaint in about, I've been left with no option to start contacting the media, which I have been doing so, and talking about what's gone on and see how they want to, if they want to, or whatever, talk about, do stories on, whatever. Obviously, I'm only going to go with certain medias depending on what they want to do with the footage of the harassment and the police abuse. Obviously I know what I want to happen regarding whatever comes out. Obviously some media have different ideas about how they want to portray the story, portray the story. Some want to concentrate on the harassment, especially like the first 18 months. Some want to concentrate on other things, and it's just about finding the right media regarding what comes out basically. So I have been in talks with regards to what is going to come out or what story they want to do, but obviously unless I'm happy with what they want to do, because obviously, you know, it's it's well over 3 years, but the majority of it's been in the last 3 years. Obviously I want the bigger picture to come out rather than just a small portion, because, you know, it's ruined my life. It's affected me like massively. Like, trapped in the house for 9 months, imagine that. It's like being in prison. You're being subjected to harassment, intimidation, name calling, pulling faces in the camera, balls being kicked at my car for hours a day, kicked at my house, kicked at the side of my house. Like, fully aware that it's affecting me, fully aware that it's targeting me and making me unwell. Going on my drive, wait until I go out, getting some ladders and standing looking over my fence. I do have footage of all this, by the way. And it's just like, you know, and some of them backed off even though I knew they were involved. But it's just, I can't cope anymore. I'm at my lowest. I don't think it's possible to feel any more depressed. Like, if I didn't have a dog, I wouldn't leave the house. But because the type of dog that I have to walk her a lot. Like, she'll do about an hour and a half with me. There's some days where I don't manage quite an hour and a half because I'm restricted to when I can come and go. Some days I'm like, because of my physical health, she doesn't get an hour and a half, but she'll get a minimum of an hour and 10. But obviously an hour and a half to go, and she also has another walk as well, with my dad, who does like 45-50 minutes. At weekends it's longer, the first walk. But if I didn't have her, I wouldn't leave the house. I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable, I feel panicked. not only just because of the neighbours and the things they've done and excuse me, continue to do, they've made me feel panicked being outside in general. When I first started to go out after the 9 months of being trapped, like, I'd go out once a week, I wouldn't leave the house alone, I wouldn't come home alone, and then eventually I added a second day where I would have to leave alone and come home. And I'll go into more details in a video about how that made me feel, but it was horrific. I was absolutely petrified, walking down my path, getting in my car, driving off the street. And even when I was away from the street, I still felt panicked because I'd been trapped in the house for 9 months, and it was a horrible feeling the way I felt. But it has taken a toll. During the last few years, I have tried to end my life because of the neighbours. Some more so than others, but there's been people, like a lot of people involved in different ways. But there is a main group of them. 5 main houses, but there have been other people that have done things. And it's, you know, I'm a stranger to all of them. Well, 90% of them. And they've just made me really ill, made me try and take my life because of what they did to me. No one should have to suffer the way that I've suffered and have their life stopped, have their mental health stopped. You know, I can't cope anymore. I've begged the police for help. I tell them every single time, no matter what I report, whether it's on the phone or online, I always go into details about how it's made me feel, like how I'm feeling currently, like I can't cope anymore. And the police are reading this and they have a duty of care. They class me as a vulnerable adult, and they're reading how severely depressed I am, the effect it's having on my physical health, the effect it's having on my mental health, not just with depression. And reading it, the police, they're watching the evidence and they're doing absolutely nothing about it. Things that people are saying are absolutely serious crimes, and they're just doing nothing about it. And like I said, the police have done things knowing that it's causing me distress. They turn up at my house, like, just to upset me. They know that I have severe anxieties surrounding them. Like, you know, and just because I'm speaking out about the police, it doesn't mean I'm not scared of them, because I am petrified of them. People believe they're going to try and arrest me for speaking the truth. I mean, people, like, I wouldn't put it past them with how ridiculous they've been with you. And they have been ridiculous with me. They've been absolutely diabolical towards me. I'm the victim, yet they're protecting the perpetrators constantly. And it's because I'm a vulnerable adult and I'm seen as an easy target. Now, these neighbours are fully aware that I've tried to take my life, that I can't come and go as I please. I'm scared of them, I'm panicked all the time, I can't go to sleep. Like, currently it's like 1 in the morning, well, just before 1 in the morning, you know, and it's not like I can sleep all day because I've got a dog, so I've got to get up in the morning, and I don't mean like 5 to 12, like I have to get up at like the time that most people would probably get up, and like I'm not getting enough sleep, and because I'm ill, like, it's making it worse, but I can't sleep because I have nightmares. And like, I'm up here at night and like my head's going round and round and I'm like reliving the things that have happened, and I've got all these horrible feelings that I feel like it's a horrible situation, and I can't understand how anyone would like know what they're doing to me and carry it on. I can't understand the police. There's a lot of people that have been made aware of what the police are allowing, and they're absolutely baffled by the way the police are acting. Even though they know the police do things like what they've done to me, they can't believe that the police have let it go as far as they have. And I am going to keep exposing this. I have been kindly given some people to contact. Obviously the email address will always be down below if you've got any information on who I can go to, who I can speak to, who might want to know about what's gone on is currently continuing to go on. I can prove the police are fully aware of my mental health status regarding what's happened, and the police, you know, stood back and watched my neighbours destroy my mental health, stop me from going out, stop me from having any kind of life. I can't go outside when they're outside, I can't do stuff in the garden if they're around, you know, and if they do go out, they could be back in 10 minutes, so I never know if I can go out and do anything in the garden. And even when the ones that I'm scared of the most, like go off the street, they could come back at any point. You know, there's been times when I've been doing gardening and they've come back and I've literally ran in the house panicked, like absolutely petrified because they've turned up. I won't stay out there because of how they make me feel, the things they've done, the threats. And I shouldn't have to live like that. I should be able to go out and do things to the house that need doing, but I can't. I don't feel safe at all. But my mental health is just constantly being bashed, and like I said, the police are fully aware. I tell them, I can prove they've been told. I record all the conversations due to lies and abuse. I screen record all my online reports because they've said that I've not put things in reports that I have. And I can prove that I'm telling them how I'm feeling, how like I'm being affected, the effect on me, the effect on other people, and you know, they're not doing anything about it. You know, it's just horrific to be in this situation where I don't want to live. You know, if I could go to sleep tonight and have some kind of heart attack in my sleep, if I do get to sleep and never wake up again, then that'd be great, because I don't like how I feel. I don't like how I'm being made to feel, the fear that I feel. And you know, if I die, it'll come out. I know people think, oh, she's going to kill herself. I mean, I've even been told to kill myself. But you know, it'll still come out. The videos will go live showing all the harassment, the police, everything. And there's people who will expose it because they know what I've been through. You know, there's people where I'm like, I can't cope anymore, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, and I couldn't deal with this like week one. They stood out there every day for a week, literally day and night out there. And I've had over 3 years of this, being terrorised in my own house. I don't feel safe in my own house. I don't feel safe outside my house. You know, I've lived here for a very long time, and these people don't know me. They've never spoken to me. Some have said they've never seen me, yet they've done this to me. And it's horrible. It's just the most horrific thing. And you know, I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing to no one. Like, you know, I'm the innocent one in this, and I'm being treated so unbelievably bad. Oh, because I've done nothing. Like, and you know what? Even if I'd done something, no one deserves this. 3 years non-stop. Like, it's gone on for longer than 3 years, but it's been non-stop for 3 years. I don't talk to any of them. I don't interact in any way, shape or form with any of them. And it never stops. It never ever stops. And like, people like, you know, why are the police not doing anything? Everyone's like, why are the police not doing anything? Why are they standing back and watching this happen and watching you try and take your own life, and you know, can't live your life, can't go out when you want, can't come home when you want, living under threats, living under, you know, horrific harassment. And like, you know, I'm scared to come home. I'm scared to get out my car. I know I can try and act like I'm not bothered, but I am. They're breaking me. Well, they've broken me. You know, wondering like, when am I going to die? Like, you know, how am I going to die? Like, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, I've been like, I don't know if I can carry on living because of how I'm being made to feel. And I tell the police how I feel, and they're like, oh, whatever, Melanie's suicidal, let her get on with it. Like, what they're doing is wrong, and they need to be made accountable. And I have spoken to people who will expose the police if I do anything to myself. They've got the evidence. Because the police are just watching this happen and watching me wish I was dead. And that's how I feel. I literally feel that way. And like I said, if I didn't have a dog, I wouldn't leave the house ever because of how I'm being made to feel. But because she needs to be walked, because she doesn't deserve this. Like, you know, dogs are here for a short time. You should treat them amazingly. You should take them on walks, whether they're like my dog and they need a lot of long walks. Like, every dog needs several walks a day. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, dogs need walks. Dogs need to be treated amazingly. You know, and she shouldn't have to suffer. So I have to go out. But if I didn't have her, I wouldn't. I'd probably just stay in here all day, and, you know, I don't think I'd be here anymore. I do wish I could just fall asleep and have some kind of sudden death in my sleep, and not because I've done anything, just because my body's just given up, and I'm surprised it's not giving up. I've had chest pain a lot, I've had all sorts of things go on with my health because of how I'm being made to feel. And the police just stand back. Like, Chief Inspector Stephans belittles me and emails me knowing that I've asked her not to and that she's upset me and she keeps upsetting me. And it's wrong that they're allowed to do this. I'm not here to be bullied by the police, and I'm not, like, I will stand up for myself, but I am scared of them. If they all turned up, I'd be absolutely petrified. Like, they all know I'm scared of them. Yeah, it's easy for me to come on here and talk about them, but I wouldn't, like, say it to their faces, because they've got all the power, haven't they? And we all know about the body cam footage going missing, or the most important bits having issues with. Like, that's what happens. You're not safe even when they've got the cameras on, because footage can disappear, and it does disappear. You can trust me on that. It does disappear. Sometimes they don't even turn the cameras on until after they've done things, and I can tell you that one. And everything I'm saying I believe to be true. So you know, and that's how they're like. They've got too much power. The government needs to stop giving them all these powers, because it's getting really out of hand, the things that they're doing. There's a lot of corruption going on, and it doesn't come out, because if you've watched To Catch a Copper, which I ever recommend getting hold of and watching, you'll just see how corrupt the governing bodies are that are meant to deal with them but actually don't deal with them. It's just disgusting that they get away with it, and they're so confident about the fact that they're going to get away with it. They always say, well, if you don't like it, complain, because they know nothing's going to ever happen. And so every night before I go to bed, I obviously let the dog out, and I hate doing it because it's pitch black outside, and I hate going to the door because I'm scared of what's going to happen to me. And I stand there and I'm thinking, like, be quick, be quick, be quick. Like, literally I'm thinking, I hope she don't go off and sniff something, because I don't feel comfortable standing here. Like, I don't feel safe at all. And I have the torch on her on my phone so she can see, and also it gives me a bit of light outside. And like, tonight, well, technically last night, because it's like 1 in the morning, like it's very close to hitting 1 in the morning. I think it was just over an hour ago. And by the way, I can't even, if I wanted to go to sleep, I can't, because I thought I'd dried my bed in. No, I didn't dry my bed in, and I don't know where the spare bedding is. Like I couldn't tell you where anything is, because I'm just so stressed out. I keep losing things. I buy things to use and I can't find them, and no one else has got them because I've got them and I don't know where they are. Like, I'm just so stressed out, I can't find anything. So I don't know where anything is. So I'm having to wait for my bedding to dry so I can actually go to bed. God knows when. I mean, like I said, I'm probably going to be awake anyway, but it'd be nice to, like, have my bedding on my bed. But like I said, I went to the door so she could have her bedtime wait. She goes out and I'm stood there and I heard a noise and I dropped my phone outside. And it's been raining a little bit and it's wet. And there was this split second where I thought, I can't step outside because I don't feel safe. But then I'm like, but my phone's out there. And there was just this, like, thought, like, what am I meant to do? And, like, I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. I feel, like, totally petrified of stepping outside my house because I'm scared of what's going to happen to me. Even though, like, the people that I'm scared of the most, like, they're not here. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I just, oh my God. And I had to step outside, and, like, I literally stepped outside for, like, 2 seconds, but the way I felt was horrendous. And I shouldn't have to feel this way. I should be able to step outside or go to the back door and not be scared. And I literally grabbed my phone, got in, and I shut the door. And it's one of those doors where you lift the handle to lock. And I remember, like, thinking I'd fully lifted it up, and I'm trying to lock it, and then it's not locking, and then I'm panicking more. Because, like I said, I'd heard a noise, and that's why I dropped my phone outside. And I managed to like lock it, and then I'm like rushing through the conservatory to get into the next door to lock that, and that's how I felt. And like I was literally shaking, and like I was like, I can't believe I just dropped my phone. Like I was just like so like I don't know how to explain, like, but I just couldn't believe I dropped it. But I'd heard something, and I just felt this panic, and I shouldn't have to feel this way. And like even half an hour later, I was shaking because I was gonna start the video as soon as I come up here, but I was like, I'm shaking. I don't think I can physically talk at the moment, and I still feel on edge, even though obviously I'm in the house and nothing's happened. But that's how I feel. And it's like every night she goes out there, I'm there thinking, I hope she doesn't disappear, like I need her inside quickly, like I don't feel comfortable, and I should be able to go to that door and not feel unsafe. And you know what? I've had all these scenarios in my head, like, what if someone's out there and they suddenly, like, rush at me, like, what do I do? Do I just slam the door and leave the dog out there? Because I know I wouldn't leave the dog out there. That's the thing. I shouldn't have to live in this fear. I'm so scared that they're going to do more things to me that I can't even go to that back door and feel normal. Like, it's wrong. I should be able to just go there and just be like, oh, whatever. I even made the dog jump when I dropped that phone. And you know what? She'd be useless if there was someone in the back garden, because she wants to be everyone's buddy friend. There's actually a joke about my dog, well, my type of dog, that if like someone broke into your house, they wouldn't do anything, they'd just want to play with whoever broke in the house. And that's how ridiculous it is. I just can't cope anymore. I can't cope with the police, and I can't cope with what's being allowed to happen and what is happening. Imagine just destroying someone to, like this, and the police are just like, oh, we've got the evidence, like, oh, well, she's depressed, oh, she's tried to end her life, oh, let's do things and make her feel worse, because that's what they've done this week, the police. And they know that I am actually got these severe anxieties surrounding them, and they're actually making my anxieties worse. But I do often think, I don't know if I can live anymore. Like, how do I end it? What do I do? And I shouldn't be made to feel this way. Like, I've even thought about things in my life that I've never considered or I've discounted in the past because I didn't know if I could go through with those things, because there's always something that I would definitely do and have tried. But there's things like, I'd think, oh, I don't know if I could do that. But even I thought maybe I should do that. And you know, like sometimes, like, you might be like an online news thing, like looking at the news or whatever, and you might see that someone's like taken their own life, and they might go, oh, they've done this. And then sometimes you think, oh, I could do that. And it'd be something that I've even never thought of, or something that I've been like, I don't know if I could do it. But then you see this story and then you think, well, if they've done it and other people have done it, maybe that's the one. And that's how I've been feeling, because of what is continuously happening and what's happened, because I'm still affected by things that have happened. Like, it don't go away the way I've been made to feel, like it's there all the time. I just can't take anymore. It's relentless. You know, and sometimes it's just something small, but it shouldn't even be something small. It should be just nothing at all. Like, what's in people's heads where they're like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, why wouldn't you just get on with your own life and do your own thing? And just get on with things. Whether or not I take my own life or not, it will come out. It's all going to come out because, you know, the police have allowed this. They've allowed me to be destroyed. They've done things to harm me. And there's crimes, like serious crimes being committed. And then I've got the chief inspector being mean. Like, why is she the chief inspector? Like, is she getting off on this? I think it's some kind of power trip. My dad doesn't like her. He's put her straight. You know, my dad isn't a fan of the police. He's never been a fan of the police. He's always told me, like, don't go to the police will do this, this and this. And they do. It's true. It's true, isn't it? They won't protect a vulnerable adult who they actually class me as vulnerable. They just let me feel like this and make me, like, they know I've been stopped from moving in life. They know I've been trapped in the house. They know I've sat on the stairs, scared to death, scared to move. Couldn't go in the kitchen and eat because they're outside my house. Like, they know all this, yet they've let it continue. They know I can't go in my own garden and do gardening when people are around. They know I can't do all sorts of things. You know exactly how I feel. And they do nothing. They're just as bad as the people that are doing this to me. If not worse, because they've got the power to stop it, and they don't. They just let me be targeted. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know what else I can say. I hope no one ever has to suffer the way that I've been made to suffer. I don't know what goes on in people's heads where they think it's acceptable to tear someone apart, to push them to try and end their own life, to push them to make them feel like there's no other way out. They've completely broken me. You know, and I'm quite a strong person, I can put up with a lot. But I can't cope anymore. He's just gone and on too long, and it's just getting more and more out of hand with worse things happening to me. I just can't cope anymore. Everyone knows how I feel. Everyone knows who's making me feel this way. And everyone knows the police are allowing it to happen to me and doing nothing to stop them. I wish I wasn't even born. They've took my life away from me. They've destroyed me piece by piece.